Cricket presents the Campfire. Today we're analyzing District 5 5A Division 1. Teams in this district include Frisco, Centennial, Heritage, Lebanon Trail, Lone Star, Reedy, Wakeland, McKinney North, and Sherman. Let's begin by taking a look at this district in our film session. Lone Star shared the district crown a year ago and looks to be the favorite again this fall. The Rangers are loaded with D1 talent, including last year's district MVP, Carice Hoyt, at quarterback. Hoyt, as a sophomore, totaled over 4,000 yards offensively and 52 touchdowns. And with the healthy Davion Gross back for a full season, Lone Star will be loaded on offense. Bryant Robinson and Jordan Deck will return to solidify the Ranger secondary. Reedy was also co-district champs a season ago and will look to running back Jarrett Walker to carry the load offensively for the Lions. Wakeland went a couple rounds deep in 2024. They have one of the district's best quarterbacks in Jaden Maples returning, and he'll have targets. Lucas Mangum, Grayson Meyer, and Cedric Thornton to toss it to. Heritage and Frisco will be fighting for playoff berths as well this year. The Coyotes have Joshua Greek back behind center, while the Raccoons return the coach's son, Coben Habert, as their gunslinger. McKinney North was a playoff team a year ago, but graduation may have hurt this unit. J-Ron Brown will be making plays at wide receiver for the Bulldogs. Centennial has a playmaker at receiver too. His name is Zach Eskildson. Lebanon Trail's Jordan Jones will have to put up big numbers at the quarterback position for the Trailblazers. Sherman, they'll look for some defensive production to get some much-needed victories in district play.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. Yeah!
Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Do you or your student want a career training the world's best athletes? Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
For an even deeper look at 5A Division 1, here's producer Ward Fasold and our insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
All right, Diggsy, we have made our way up into the Frisco ISD area, and we are talking 5A Division 1. And when I look through this stuff, man, all I see is Lone Star talent, and Lone Star talent. That team looks jam-packed. Is anybody going to be able to give them a run for their money in this district?
One thing I think it's my own personal bias when I think about Frisco Lone Stars. I think about Davion Gross. Davion Gross is kind of the player that I associate with Frisco Lone Star. But when I was really going through the statistics, going through the all-district list last year, they only had Davion as a second-team player in this district because the coaches were all about and very high, and rightfully so, on Carice Hoyt. What Carice Hoyt did last year was an all-star performance for a Lone Star team. We're talking about 2,947 yards passing with 32 touchdowns. How does he follow that up, Ward, with 1,300 yards rushing and 20 touchdowns? Carice Hoyt last year had 52 combined touchdowns. I would say, Ward, that is bobblehead worthy right there. I think you may have to consider him for a bobblehead this year. But Davion Gross, what did he do? He was a dual threat player. He had 687 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. He also had 700 yards receiving. This is a special player who can do it all. He can be a running back. He can be a wide receiver. He can throw the ball if he needs to. I mean, this is a player who can absolutely be a well-rounded player.
Well, if we're sticking Lone Star at 1, give me the rest of that district for me.
Yeah, I got Frisco Lone Star at 1, Frisco Wakeland at 2, Frisco Reedy at 3, Heritage at 4, the old school Frisco High at 5, McKinney North at 6, Lebanon Trail at 7, Sherman number 8, and Frisco Centennial. We'll remember the Titans, but I got them at number 9.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers and our players on the rise, presented by Parker University. Davion Gross has been a star on the Lone Star offense since he was a freshman. Agent Zero hampered with injuries half the season a year ago, but still managed almost 700 yards rushing and averaged almost 12 yards a carry. Gross is also productive as a receiver, where he had almost 900 yards as a sophomore. Davion has what they call easy speed. He barely looks like he's running, and he's gone for a house call. Gross has offers from almost everywhere, including Baylor, Florida, and Penn State. Jaden Maples of Wakeland is one of the best quarterbacks in 5A Division I. As a junior, Jaden threw for 2,800 yards and 27 touchdowns with a 66 completion percentage rate. Maples is a leader on and off the field, and his pro-style arm helps the Wolverines' offense pick up big chunks of yardage in every play. Jaden has offers from Louisville, Colorado State, and Southern Miss, among others. At Frisco Heritage, the Yotes will be looking for another productive year out of Vincent Hooper at wide receiver. As a junior, Hooper had over 800 yards of offense and 13 combined touchdowns. With the transfer of Tatum Bell to Louisville, Vincent may move up to the primary wide receiver in Heritage's attack this fall. One of the best safeties in all of North Texas is Jordan Deck of Lone Star. Not only is Deck a hard hitter, but his coverage skills are unmatched. As a sophomore, Jordan picked off 5 passes, so when he entered his junior year, opponents wised up and threw the other way. Deck has narrowed his college choices to Baylor, Penn State, Colorado, and Michigan.
Switch to Cricket and get nationwide 5G, so you can post that epic ooh. If you switch, you also get a free phone, which you need. Welcome to getting more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
75 years of made-to-order goodness. That's Whataburger. Goodness 24/7.
The Campfire is brought to you by your Texas Kubota dealers, home of the #1 selling subcompact tractor in Texas. Kubota, together we do more.
Our Ward Fasold caught up to Frisco Wakeland head coach Chandler Isom to talk about his Wolverines in our Media Day segment.
All right, it's Media Day. We are talking with Wakeland head coach Chandler Isom. And Coach, when we talk about this district, I don't even know if you even pay attention when it comes to realignment, because you know where you're going. You know the majority of your district already. Maybe they'll toss in a McKinney North or a Sherman or what have you. But the familiarity with the teams that you have in your district, is that a pro? Is it a con? How do you take that, knowing who you're going to play? Or does that take into your non-district schedule, because you usually only have like 2 games? I guess this year you only have 2 games. Do you have to kind of figure out, okay, I want to play a team like such and such because they remind me a little bit of the way that Lone Star plays or something like that?
Yeah, well, first off, you know how competitive our district is. There are a significant number of very strong teams, and there's every year it's a fight for the playoffs. Just trying to be one of the top 4. But yes, having the familiarity that we do with each other and knowing each other as well as we do. Now, this year is going to be a little bit different because obviously we have a new head coach. We have Coach Fish over at Heritage. And then also at Centennial, now Coach Castillo, and then at, just having a couple of new faces.
Right.
Now, obviously, we already kind of know Fish a little bit because he was at Lone Star, so we are familiar with each other. But it does make it a challenge every year because, being in the same district with everybody, you really can't do some of the same things over and over again. You don't want to try and reinvent the wheel, but it does make it a little bit more difficult because they know you very well. At the same time, we know them very well. And what's really cool and what's unique about Frisco is the camaraderie amongst our coaches. We want to beat each other, obviously, but at the end of the day, we can walk away and shake hands and understand, that we can still be friends. And that's a unique combination, I think, for us.
I appreciate you joining me, Coach, and we'll see you throughout the year.
Yes, sir, Ward. Thank you for your time.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. Hey, that'll do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we take a deep dive into 5A Division I. Until then, have a great week, everybody.